everyone, we're just here to do a little fun video today. We're just going to be looking at more writer memes. I'm Julian Greystoke, I'm an author, I'm the author of The Wolf and the Hawk, a fantasy romance, for which there will be a sequel sometime this year or maybe early next year. We're just going to look at some writing memes. I've done this before if you want to check out that video, but I haven't done it in a while, so let's see what we can find. We're just going to go online and we're just going to have fun with it. Okay, this one is too relatable. We got a lady sitting in front of her laptop with her cat, and it just says, "What idiot wrote this?" Oh, I did. That's a mood. So often when I go back and look at my old stuff, I'm like, who the fuck wrote this? Oh, shit. It was me. It was me. This one is also relatable. We've got some oldie times guy sitting there. Ever have one of those days where you can't sentence a put together good? I have been called out. I have been called out because, sometimes I go back and read my sentences and I'm like, what the heck is this supposed to mean? I am the queen of sentences that are 1,000 times more complicated and weird than they need to be. Oh yeah, this is a mood as well. All of these are such moods. We've got an angel descending from on high in the middle of a battle, how I felt writing the first draft. And then we've got just like a hoarder's kitchen filled with crap. How I feel editing the first draft. For me, drafting is where it is at. I love drafting. It's an adventure. I'm out there. I'm having fun with my new fictional friends. And then you go to edit that and it's like, oh, the fun is gone. Now you have to dissect this adventure you had and make it boring. We've got just a guy in front of a computer, but he says, "I do this for the money, prestige, and power," said no writer ever. Yeah, no, don't get into writing if you're thinking you're going to become famous, you're going to become wealthy, you're going to be able to quit your day job. No, most authors, even the traditionally published ones, I hate to tell you this, still have day jobs. Only the really big names, which you and I are probably not going to be, are ever able to write just full-time without some other form of income. Oh, I love this one. We got a lady showing her manuscript to her cat. "Me, I really want to pursue my dream of being a writer. I just need the right support system in place." And the cat says, "This is trash." I'm pretty sure that all of my cats, if they could read, would take one look at my writing and be like, "This is trash." And I would be like, "That's fair. That's fair." Here we've got one, "But what if," my brain pitching a new work in progress idea, while my current work in progress sits there like, "Yeah, thanks, buddy." I don't really have this problem. If I get a new idea while I'm still working on something, I just jot down the parts of the idea that I have in a Word file and then just carry on with what I'm originally writing, because I tend to just write one thing at a time. I can write one thing and edit something at the same time, but I cannot draft two separate books at the same time. However, that new idea is always just right around the corner, just waiting to pounce. This one, we've got the guy zonked out on the couch. "Sometimes I just pretend I have writer's block. The truth is, I'm lazy, and writing is really hard work." Writing is really hard work. Honestly, people who haven't tried it, I feel like, tend to assume that it's really easy and anybody can do it, but it's fucking hard work. It takes a lot of effort. So you know what, if you gotta flop down on a couch every now and then and just be like, whatever, I have writer's block, you do it. It's fine. Okay, this one isn't exactly a writing meme, but it speaks to me. Some casual phrase written by Shakespeare, and then English teachers just losing their fucking minds. They think it's genius, like, oh my gosh, transcendent. And then me thinking about the author with Jar Jar Binks and Qui-Gon. The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. A lot of people, I don't think, realize that Shakespeare wrote plays to be consumed by the average person, and they were mostly sex and violence. Mostly. Like, half the shit that he writes is a sexual innuendo. So everybody who thinks that he's like so highbrow and like, oh my gosh, Shakespeare, the epitome of authorial goodness, he's actually just writing about tits and stabbing. I love this one. So you've got the guy with the butterfly meme, and it's male authors, and then the butterfly is female characters cutting their hair, and then he says, "Is this character development?" Mood. But then on the side we've got lesser known facts when writing women. High-heeled shoes don't become flats if you break off the heels. Also, it is very, Very difficult to break off the heel of a high-heeled shoe. It is not, you can't just snap that thing off like they're always doing in the movies, because that's the heel of a shoe that's not supposed to break. We had to try and break off a heel for one of our plays because a character was supposed to lose a heel. We had multiple saws we were trying to get that thing off with. Like, there was a metal rod in that high heel. The posts of earrings aren't sharp. There's another one. Nail polish takes a long time to dry and smudges when wet. Yep, that is true. You can't hold in a period like pee. And inserting a tampon is not arousing or sexual in any way, ever. So yeah, let this be a lesson to cis men writing cis women. Stop doing these things. This one is interesting. I'm not sure about it. It's got Tony Stark rolling his eyes, and it says, "You're a writer. You must have read." Are there books that people assume that you have read because you write? I suppose everybody thinks that we've all read On Writing by Stephen King, which I have not, actually. I don't like reading craft books. I just don't find them enjoyable or helpful. But are there books that people assume you have read because you're a writer? Leave them in the comments, because I'm curious. Here we got Marge Simpson betting at the horse races, I think. Anyway, above it says, "Someone, your story is meant to have a plot." Me. Can't I just bet that all the characters will have a fun time? Oh, I feel this in my soul. Y'all, I secretly, just down in my heart of heart, I just want to write about people who like each other. Like, I'm okay with them going through hard times, but I am into friendship, and I don't like writing a lot of interpersonal conflict. So I feel you, Marge. I just want all the characters to have a fun time. And I understand that, unfortunately, people don't like to buy those kinds of books, so you know, that sucks. Let me know, what is something that you wish that you could write all the time that just wouldn't sell, that people just don't want to read? Okay, this one isn't funny, but I think it's important. Writers, stop comparing yourself to the likes of Stephen King, Danielle Steele, and J.K. Rowling. Be yourself. Now, I know this is trying to encourage you to, like, have your own style and everything like that, but also it can be really bad for your mental health to be thinking, like, I have to be Stephen King, I have to be J.K. Rowling. Those people are the exception, not the rule. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of writers like you and me who are just never going to be at that level because what happened to them is incredibly rare. So expecting yourself to reach that standard and then realizing that maybe you're not going to get there can leave you feeling really depressed and not wanting to write. Okay, does anybody else do this? You know you're a writer when you narrate the day's events in your head describing yourself in third person. I don't do this like all day, every day, but sometimes I do. Especially if I'm like, say, at the grocery store and I'm doing something kind of boring or mundane. So I just try to spice it up by like describing other people at the store in my head to practice my descriptions. Mental practice. Does anyone else do that? Am I just weird? And this one, right in the feels. Writing? Nah. Staring at the wall, locked in a vivid daydream of an unwritten scene from my fic for 3 hours? Yeah. Oh boy, have I been there. Recently, I had just been dealing with a scene, an intense emotional scene that I had been writing in my head for so long, and I finally got there, and then I couldn't do it justice. And it was so sad and frustrating, because I was like, no, this scene was supposed to be so good. But I vividly daydreamed it way better than I had it on the page. Here's another one that might be a little too relatable to people. Woody and Buzz here. Buzz says, writer's block is just the beginning. You also have endless rejection letters and a caffeine addiction to look forward to. Well, I'm at the endless rejection letters part. I don't drink caffeine, so I think I'm pretty safe from that, but the endless rejection letters are a real thing. Now, this one is not me. I never like what I've written after I go back and read it again. I'm so jealous of those authors. I see them talking on Twitter and they're like, I went back and reread my story and it's actually pretty good and I had a great time. And I'm like, never experienced that. I always have some problem with it. I always have something I want to fix. What's it like to go back and read something and like it? Can someone describe that to me? This one confuses me. Anyone who must declare I am a writer is no true writer. So what are you supposed to tell people you do? Like if somebody asks, what do you do? You're not allowed to say, I'm a writer? Because then you're not really one? I'm confused by this meme. By the way, any weird noises you hear in the background is Nigel. He is now currently trying to climb the wall for some reason. So that's what you hear. And here's Kermit. reflecting my reaction to reading my old writing. This is the reaction that I get when I read something while everyone else is going, yeah, that was pretty good, I enjoyed it. Reading back their stuff, this is the face that I make. Me and Kermit together in this. I don't really have this problem either. The favorite part for me is writing the middle of the book. I like the messy middle, I guess you could say. But we've got hands typing super fast, writing the climax of a book. And then we've got the sloth from Zootopia versus writing the middle of the book. What part goes the fastest for you? I do think the climax goes kind of fast for me, but honestly, I keep up roughly the same pace throughout, actually. Here we've got good old Aragorn, and he says, "One day I shall rise above procrastination and write my book's second page, but it is not this day." Sometimes that's a whole mood. I'm pretty good now through a lot of practice at making myself write even when I don't want to. I have kind of just trained myself to get past that, but especially when you're starting out, it can be really difficult to motivate yourself to write if you're not feeling it. There is really no cure except for to push through, unfortunately. I don't have any real tips for you, but I can say that once you have taught yourself how to push through even when you're not feeling it, it gets a lot easier to get into that groove again. Does this ever happen to you? Maybe not exactly this, but we got a lady bending over backwards because she's just seen somebody. Writers, when they see somebody who looks like a character they've created. Does this happen? Every now and then, not very often, but every now and then it'll happen to me, and I'll just sit there and be like, you look exactly like this character. It's rare, but it happens. How often does it happen to you? Okay, this is the last one. This one's just funny. When someone asks if I base the main character on someone I know, and then we got Obi-Wan Kenobi saying, well, of course I know him. He's me. No, I don't recommend writing self-inserts, although I do have a whole video about it, but I'm just gonna resist this one because it's very self-aware and cute. Okay, I lied. That's not the last one. I have one more because I just saw this and I was like, nope, this is the most accurate thing ever. We have Gromit from Wallace and Gromit, desperately laying down model train tracks in front of himself as his train is speeding along. And it says, what pantsing a novel feels like. And yes, this is completely accurate. You're just trying to keep ahead of it. You're like, shit's going down. I just gotta keep ahead of it. Gotta keep one step ahead of the characters. And one step is all you really need. But boy, you gotta keep ahead. All right, that's the last meme, I swear. All right, guys, if you had fun watching this with me, let me know if you want to see some more memes with me sometime. If you have a favorite writing meme you'd like to share, you can send it to me on one of my social medias, linked in the doobly-doo. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget that you can support me over on Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month, you can help me self-publish my own books. You can also follow me on all of my social media, as I mentioned, links in the doobly-doo, and I post a lot of videos, so feel free to wander the channel and check all of them out. There's a lot of content here, including the first video of this, I guess I can call it a series. There's 2 videos now, so that's a series, right? Sure. Go check that out if you're interested. And I will see you again next time with whatever it is I happen to be doing next time. Bye! It's the patron shout-out. I'm sorry, I just got that stuck in your head, but there's nothing you can do about it now. Might as well just enjoy some patrons, like Steve, Kit, Hidden Glade, Persephone, Light Julie, OS, Anna, Belle, Anne-Sophie, Callison, Ray, Artemis, Shelby, Zaire, Jesper, Irene, Scribbling Cat, Savvy, Jenny, Amanda, Lisa, Sarah, Merween, and Lennox. I'm sorry about the song. Not really. But I'm definitely not sorry about how cool my patrons are. If just one person believes in you, deep enough and strong enough believes in you, hard enough and long enough, before you knew it, someone else will think, if he can do it, I can do